Alrighty. BB40 back. I just started to try to do a little live stream, and like usual, I had something that just wasn't working right. So I went and stopped that, got my microphone working. So it should be working now. And I'm going to check again and make sure our new stream is working here. Alrighty. BB40 back. I just started to try to do a little live stream, and like usual. Okay, so the reason I'm doing this is because when I learn something good, I generally want to share it so that other people can also take advantage of that. Um, I started out describing, I kept having issues with game volume being too loud. I use Streamlabs here. Now, the top one here, desktop audio, this is actually the volume of the game if I were playing a game. If I turn it up, the game will be louder. If I turn it down, the game will be quieter, and it'll be hear my voice better. And this is your microphone here. So I usually have to go in here. And what I had a problem with when I first started this streaming a few minutes ago is that my microphone wasn't detected. It wasn't in the list here. So I had to stop it because I don't think anybody was hearing anything. So, but now it's working. So anyway, what I want to talk about is first the PC that I have here. I wanted to share information on if you want to, I don't know, say upgrade your current PC or check to make sure you got a PC that's good enough for gaming or would work well for gaming. The number one thing you want to do, and let's see if I pull it up here. This is my device manager, is you want to get yourself a hard drive that is a solid state hard drive. I've got a 1 terabyte hard drive. So, and it's a solid state drive. And I'll tell you, when I first started playing, gosh, 5, 6 years ago maybe, I had just I thought was a good Dell laptop. I'm sorry. I thought I had a good Dell laptop. It was had 8 GB of RAM. It had a 1 GB drive, but it was the old rotating style. I forget what you call them, but it was just one of those old, large, bulky. Well, I guess they weren't too big in the laptop. They were like 3x2 or something, but it was basically a mechanical drive. So, and it would take me 5 minutes to boot up my computer just to get online. And I said, enough of this. And I finally decided about 4 years ago to get, and I've been hearing about and reading about solid state drives. I think they've only been around about 5 or 6 years. I don't know for sure, but, and I wanted to see for myself. So I bought 2 gaming laptops, one for myself and one for my son. And I made sure they both had a solid state hard drive that would control the Windows and operating system. And I also wanted more RAM, so I got like 16 gig of RAM for those 2 computers that I first got. And also made sure I had at least the i7 processor. It was a 8, excuse me, 8 processor i7. This one here that I'm looking at right now that I have, it's a 16, 16 separate. I don't know if they're separate, but it's a solid state 2.3 gigahertz i7 with 16 core. So I upgraded again. I used to have just an 8 core. And one of the primary things that you really need, excuse me, I've just been fighting allergies lately again. Been going on for like over a month, driving me crazy. So you have to excuse my clearing my throat and my sniffles. I know I always seem to have this ongoing issue. So anyway, I wanted to show my, let's see if it shows my RAM in here somewhere. Oh, I had it. Where did I have it? Did I have it here? No. I got this up twice. So I'm going to back over a little bit here to where I was. Here we go. So I got 32 gig of RAM now in this computer with the i7 16 core. It's 11th generation. I think they're up to 13th generation now. 64-bit This is basically the guts of my computer. I got Windows 11 Home, and I have it's a 64 bit operating system. So it was like night and day. When I first got my first solid state drive, instead of taking 5 minutes to get online, it was taking me 5 seconds. So if you haven't upgraded yet to a solid state drive computer, do it. You have to do it. Otherwise you're just wasting time, so much time. I think the other thing I wanted to show you that I really wanted to talk about here today is issues with Wi-Fi and Ethernet. This is something I've learned in the past few months. I upgraded my personal Wi-Fi here. I'm using Comcast Xfinity, but I opted for the 1200 megabyte per second. That's 1.2 gigabyte per second download speed. But what I learned is I could not take full advantage of that because the issues I had, number one right here, I have a Wi-Fi 6. And I highly recommend, if you do not yet have a new gaming computer or a nice computer, I definitely, even for everyday use, you can't beat a gaming computer. They're just so much faster and so much better. Get at least a Wi-Fi 7. Wi-Fi 7, I believe, goes up to 2,000 megabyte per second, maybe even more. Wi-Fi 6 is limited to 1,000 gigabyte per second. So even though I got 1,200 service, I can't get 1,200. I can only get 1,000 because of this Wi-Fi limitation right here. Excuse me. The other thing to look at is your Ethernet port. Let's see if I can find it here. I did have it up. If I can find my Ethernet. The Ethernet had the same issue in that it was also limited to 1,000. So it says it's a gigabyte Ethernet card. I probably scrolled right over it. Let me take my time here and see if I can find it. Disk drive, display adapters, graphics. Oh, here. You want to get, I'm sorry, excuse me. You want to get yourself a good video card. I've been opting for these NVIDIA GeForce video cards. This one's a 3060. I just got my son for Christmas a new computer, so this is his old computer. And what I got him a an i9, which is the best processor you can get these days. And I believe it's at least a 16 core, maybe a 32 core processor. I also got him, I think I stayed with 32 gig of RAM, though I may have opted for 64 with his computer. And also got him a 4060. I believe it's a 4060. So the fastest, one of the fastest, best GeForce NVIDIA gaming cards you can get now. So the higher the number, the better. I think they're in the 4000 series now. I think that's the best they offer, like 4080, or maybe a 4090 might be their best. But you gotta be careful if you do any kind of VR, virtual reality. Make sure your headsets are compatible. I don't know if that's an issue anymore. When we first got our first Oculus about 4 or 5 years ago, it was the Oculus One, the black one. It said you could only use certain specific game cards, or video cards, and that was because they had a wired connection to the. And this is the Oculus Quest. They call it a link. If you want to link to the computer, so you can go into Steam or other, VR gaming sites, you had to use the Oculus Link. But now the link is wireless, so you don't have to plug into the computer anymore. Everything with Oculus is wireless now. All the Oculus 3, the 3S, the Oculus Pro, all wireless link connections now. So, but you still do, I believe, need a good gaming video card even for VR, I believe. I could be wrong about that. But anyway, I still haven't seen my Ethernet here. Here it is. The Ethernet controller, see, it's a gigabit. It's only a 1 gigabyte Ethernet controller. So I'm also limited, even with not just Wi-Fi, because of Wi-Fi 6, but also the Ethernet is limited to 1 gigabyte. Okay, so those are things you have to really consider if you want faster speeds or a faster service, Wi-Fi service at your house. Make sure your computer can handle it. So go into this is the device manager. You can get to it from your settings. You know, your settings page. You can just type in device manager and search, and it'll find it. And you just go in here and look at your device, all the different things you have in your device here. So yes, this is my Ethernet. It's only limited to 1 gigabyte, and my Wi-Fi being a Wi-Fi 6. Now I got a Wi-Fi 7 for my son in his new computer, and his like screams. He gets like 1,500 gigabyte per second download. The uploads are still limited. I think his is still under 500 gigabyte per second upload. And that's the other thing I want to get to, and one of the reasons I wanted to do this particular video is to show you how to optimize your Wi-Fi. So what I'm going to do now, this is kind of cool. This like goes on to infinity here. So I want to show you this website here. It's called Ookla. Get back to Ookla. Speedtest.net. Now, the interesting thing I found out, let me see if I can do this without screwing anything up here. Gosh. I'm going to have to tell you, because I think if I unplug, it will cancel my live stream. So I got my Ethernet plugged in right now. So I was having this issue, and I want to show you. Yeah, let me show you that again. Well, anyway, I'm going to run a speed test to show you how this works. And I increased my text so that you could see things better. So this thing's going now, and you can see it won't push past 1,000. This is my download speed on my internet right now with this this particular computer. And now it's going to show me the upload speed. So if you do videos on YouTube, you want to have a fast upload speed. You want to be able to not spend all day uploading a video. And I was having that problem, and that's why I want to try to figure out what was going on. And let me explain. So you could change that. Right now I'm using this CenturyLink, but let me show you these servers. These are all the servers available to me for Wi-Fi in Seattle area. I'm actually in Everett. We have Ziply, we have this Whidbey Island has this telecom out there. CenturyLink out of Seattle. Comcast is the service that I use for my internet. But let me show you something here. I'm going to pick the Seattle, and we'll see how good that one is compared to, I was using CenturyLink out of Seattle. Download still pretty good. Should be able to push 900 at least, maybe. But the killer was the upload. This is the download speed. The upload was insane. Look at this. It was taking me 2 days to upload a video, and I couldn't figure out why. Why? And this is only when I plug in my Ethernet. I get this extremely low upload. So I was getting, a little upset about it, and I had to keep unplugging my Ethernet so I could upload videos, because without the Ethernet, just on regular Wi-Fi, I was getting like 300 megabyte per second upload speed. But what I found here today, using this Ookla website and looking at all the different services, is that a lot of them are terrible like this. Now this one here, Nitel earlier, worked well. And what you're going to have to do is, if you try this out at home, go to the Ookla website and check your own computer and make sure, especially if you're plugged in with Ethernet, make sure that you're getting the speeds that you pay for, that you were led to believe that you would get. See, the Nitel is one of the ones that gives me a really good upload speed. when my Ethernet is connected. I found 3 of them out of all the options that I have that worked well. One is this Nitel. The other was the CenturyLink. And the third one was this Port Hadlock over the Olympic Peninsula. That gave me a good upload speed as well as download. We'll see if it'll connect here. Here we go. Yeah, see, upload's still good. It's going up and up. But again, I'm limited to 1,000 because of the limitations on my computer, physical limitations. So again, I can't stress that enough, is make sure you get at least a Wi-Fi 7 if you're looking for speeds over 1,000. Oh, this one worked good earlier. Now it's not working today. Oh, I'm sorry. I picked the wrong one. It's the Langley I needed to grab. So you got to check this if you plugged in Ethernet. Yeah, make sure you got a server that is actually giving you good results. So the Langley one here is another one that did good. It will give me, earlier was giving me, 910 download speed and almost 360 upload speed. Looks like the download speed has dropped. So now that I've learned this about download, upload through my Ethernet and Wi-Fi, the same thing applies to Wi-Fi. I went through each of the available options and made a note of which one was best for Wi-Fi and which one was best for Ethernet connection. And it happened to turn out that the CenturyLink was best for both. I mean, for just Wi-Fi, let's see if I could find it here. CenturyLink was 670 download speed for Wi-Fi. And here you're seeing, where did it go? I thought I was going to do it. Well, let me get back to the CenturyLink so I show you. This is the one that worked out the best for me right here, Seattle CenturyLink. It was giving me 670 Wi-Fi, 940 megabyte per second download with Ethernet connected. For Wi-Fi, that upload was 254 megabyte per second with Wi-Fi, and Ethernet's 253. That's what it was before. So just wanted to make everybody aware. If you're having issues with upload speeds, issues with download speeds, and you want to check to make sure you have the best service available to you, go to this ookla-speedtest.net website and check it. Just check what you currently have, and it should show you, after you do your first check, it'll come back and show you here that you can change the servers, and you can look at all the available servers in your area and test each one, see which one's the best. And as I was saying, for me it was CenturyLink. The Nitel, not too bad either. It was pretty good. Langley was also pretty good in my area. So anyway, I think that's pretty much everything that I wanted to cover with you guys today regarding what to look for a computer, which options you want to opt for. Again, processor, at least i7. Wi-Fi, at least if your service is less than a gigabyte, you'd be okay with a Wi-Fi 6. If you want faster speeds over a gigabyte, you need to get at least a Wi-Fi 7 Wi-Fi card in your computer. Same with Ethernet. You want something, if you're not going to get a service that exceeds 1 gigabyte per second download, then this killer E2600 gigabit, just a 1 gigabit Ethernet controller, that'll be sufficient. But if you're looking for more speed, you want to buy higher download speeds and upload speeds or whatever, you need something bigger than this, better than this. You gotta look around. I don't know what options are available, how many gigabit service you can get, but get something that will be compatible with the service that you pay for. Uh, video cards. Get a gaming video card. Something that'll work fast and process any game that you play without lag. You know, I've opted with NVIDIA's GeForce cards in the computers that I've purchased, and your RAM. Let's see. Ports, prints, processors, software, sound, storage, system devices, USBs. USB should show the RAM in here somewhere. I'm just missing it here. Device imaging, firmware, display adapters, disk drives. Yes, and absolutely make sure you get a solid state drive that your operating system will run on. You gotta, if you're using an old computer that doesn't have a solid state drive, save up your pennies. You gotta get rid of that and get up to date with a solid state hard drive computer. Yeah, this one happens to be a Dell. I do not see, for some reason, I am not seeing the RAM that I have on this computer. I don't know if I have it shown here. Yes, I do. So I got installed RAM 32 gigabyte. I know it's here somewhere. I'm just not seeing it. Sometimes when I feel like I'm under pressure to find something, I can't find it. It just works out that way. It's called choking. Yes, I am a choke artist sometimes. Anyway, so that's about summarizes everything. So thanks for you. Hopefully, if this thing does help anybody, I hope it. You can leave a comment. Let me know if this helped you out at all with improving your connection to your computer, your Wi-Fi, your system, making it better and working more efficiently. I'd like to know. So just leave me a comment. I appreciate that very much. And like the video if it did help you. And subscribe. And Unexi. Yes, we haven't played much anymore, and not in a while. It's just I've given up on Doors. Doors has just gotten ridiculous. It's just not any fun anymore. They made it too challenging, too difficult. I'm sure a lot of people have found the same. It's become just way too difficult. Even the hotel, the regular hotel, it's figure. They've made figure so much more difficult to get past. I mean, I've still managed to get through the library, no problem. It is harder now because figure moves at top speed all the time. And he can hear you from anywhere in the library. If you stand up and take one step, he'll come right. He knows exactly where you are and come right after you. And even if you go back to crouching and move, he knows where you move to. You simply cannot get away from figure anymore. And it's really true in Door 100. I've only played it 3 times, the new hotel, since they added the mines at the floor 2. And of the 3 times I've tried it, I made it twice all the way to the elevator. And the only reason I made it is because I had the cross with me. And I could stop figure. That's the only reason. Otherwise, I never would have made it. If I did not have the cross, he would have got me. Because you just cannot hide from him anymore. Unless you go in a locker. And now the lockers are a lot more difficult than they used to be. The heartbeat puzzle game thing that you have to do is faster now than it used to be. So, I mean, it was hard enough as it was, for your average player. Now it's impossible for the average player. You got to be a experienced, really good at gaming kind of player to make it, especially through the mines. I've only been able to make it through past Seek a couple times, 3 or 4 times I made it past Seek, and never have been able to make it past the Grumbles. I've managed to get 3 out of the 4 switches tripped, But when you got 5 grumbles roaming the halls around you, I was thinking, how you gonna get there? How are you gonna get that 4th one? It's just they made it impossible. I just don't have the time to spend hours upon hours upon hours trying to learn all the pathways and learn all the game. I'm getting too old for that. So I've just been playing other games that I like. Zombie Mayhem. I've done a few videos on that recently. If you want to check them out, it's been my favorite game recently. I've gone back and tried some old favorites. I played Project Lazarus the other day until I got to about wave 30 and decided I didn't want to play it anymore. Played Recall Zombies recently. It's a fun game if you like COD, Call of Duty games. They have 3 maps in there, straight from Call of Duty. All the Call of Duty guns. And it is challenging until you master it, till you learn it. And I do a lot of videos on that game that can help you, if you want to check them out, to master Recall Zombies. The last one I just did recently, I got very lucky. Went in with 3 other players, and I think each one of them bought all the game passes. And I think it compounded the effect. Because even though there's 4 of us in the game, we only got like 4 zombies in round 1. I was like, what is going on here? And the only thing I could think of is each of the other players bought the game passes, and it made everything go super fast. So I decided that night to stay up all night and just get up higher up on the leaderboard. I was at level 108, but that was the bottom of the leaderboard now in the Kino map. And because I did not want to waste all these game passes that these other players purchased, and I said, well, I'm gonna see how far I can go. And I was right. I mean, I went to wave 134. I'm now, I think, number 9 on the leaderboard. And I think it shows the top 30. I made number 9 now at wave 134. I decided to quit. It was taking 15 minutes per wave, and I just didn't want to keep going, spending all that time. I was very happy with how high I was on the leaderboard, so that was that. Yeah, I mean, when I tried it before at wave 108, did it with a friend, and it was taking us a half an hour, 20 minutes to a half an hour to get through each wave. It was just grueling. We had spent 12 hours in the game just to get to wave 108, and I managed to get to wave 134 by myself in just 6 hours. So, anybody who plays Recall Zombies and you want to get on the leaderboard, get with some friends and everybody buy the game passes. It's set up when you go into the game, you go into a map, you can only buy game passes one time, use them one time in the game. They're not permanent game passes. You have a game pass for quicker rounds. There's a game pass for slower or weaker zombies. Game pass for more drops like ammo and carpenter nukes, blow up all the zombies. Those kind of drops. There's a game pass for more drops. I think there's another game pass. I'm trying to think of what it is that I think if you go in and look at them, you'll find which game passes would apply to helping you get through the game faster. There's a double X game pass. I don't recommend that because you don't need to get double points. It doesn't help you get through the game any faster. There's a gosh, I had it on the tip of my tongue. Shoot, I can't remember it. But anyway, you get the idea. But all these game passes you have to buy before the game starts, and you can only use them for that one game, and they cost anywhere from $1 to $2 for each game pass, or 100 to 200 Robux. And I don't think one of them might be 250 Robux. So other games I played, Zombie Uprising, gave that one a shot recently. And of course, you got Survive and Kill the Killers in Area 51. That's always been kind of a fun game. But anyway, I'm rambling. I'm going to sign off. let everybody know what I wanted to show you about this Wi-Fi deal here. So just remember, one last recap. Good video card, solid state hard drive, at least a Wi-Fi 6 if you have less than 1,000 gigabyte per second service, download service. If you purchased a Wi-Fi service that is over 1 gigabyte per second download, then you want a Wi-Fi 7 at least. I don't know if they make a Wi-Fi 8, I'm not sure. But Wi-Fi 7 will allow you, like I have 1200 megabyte per second download service here, and I couldn't take advantage of it because I only have a Wi-Fi 6, which is limited to 1,000. So I'm limited by my computer. I can't take full advantage of the service that I have. Same with your Ethernet. I only have a gigabit Ethernet card. You want something better. And I have a 16-core processor, i7. I recommend at least an i7 processor. i9 be better, obviously. So anyway, all right, I'm just repeating myself and going on. So anyway, I'm going to sign off. I appreciate you all checking this out and hope it helps you out some. So thanks again. Give a thumbs up. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Would appreciate that.